Hoot, can you come in the gate? Cool, cool. There. This part's for an amp. 177 be really good. Equinox is alright. She's good at nuking. Okay, so there's 3 people that are using Matarai, and that would be the Trinity, the Volt, and the Harrow. And we are all using Matarai Void Strike. Void Strike is this buff right here, and it looks like 2 mountains. So the number on top of this mountain is how many shots we have, and the number on the bottom is how much multiplier damage we get per shot. As you notice, when I go into void mode, this bottom number is going to increase when I come out of void mode. Awesome. So since we're in the plains before nighttime actually starts, as you see, we have a timer here. If you ever want to look at the timer, you can just hold down M, and you see the timer here. Client's timer is not the most accurate, but that's all right. So we're just charging up as much Matarai Void Strike as possible. Now, if all 3 of us are doing this, charge up our Matarai Void Strike for the very first run. Since we don't have to start bounty, we can do this. We can just be in the plains charging up. And also, we're going to take turns. So the longer we're in void mode, we're going to get so much damage. And we're going to be able to get enough damage to one-shot those shields of the Eidolon. Pretty simple. And since we're all doing it, what's the sense of all of us shooting at the terror list if we all can one-shot? So we're going to take turns. Now, the order of turns will typically go like this: Trinity, Volt, and Harrow. Only if the Trinity says that they're going to take any of the shields, the Trinity goes first. If not, then it'll go Volt, Harrow, and then Trinity. Everybody should be shooting at the Hydrals anyway, but we still have a order of operations since, well, we're going to one-shot those shields. Now, let's see here. I have energy pads bound to my hotkeys. If you go and hit your gear wheel, you see here slot 1. Anything from slot 1 to slot 12 can be key bound. And as you see right beside it says F1. So if I hit F1, I put down a health pad. Well, I have energy pads bound to number pad 0. So anytime I hit number pad 0, I'm going to put down an energy pad. So I don't have to be fiddling with this all the time. It's good. Because when you're in a rush, you might just throw a fur-like bot and you're like, oh shit. Yes, Harrow goes after Volt. So you're going to be shooting on the Hydra list, since I'm going to be going first on the Terror list. So Trinity will usually say in chat, if they say anything around those lines, then just let them take the first 4 shields. But remember, the reason why Trinity is going first is because you're getting the lures. Now, Trinity is usually in charge of grabbing lures, the best one to get lures, because you keep the only player that can really keep them lures alive, since you have the damage reduction with Trinity's Bless and the heal. The heal is not important. It's the damage reduction that keeps those things alive. So, with 150% strength and lots of duration, you're golden for an Eidolon hunt. Since the damage reductions will keep them alive and it caps out at 150% strength, all we need is duration. You always have 50 meters of range, no matter how much range you have on your Trinity with your blessing. And we are not going to be going outside these stairs. If anyone goes really outside the stairs, what's going to happen is enemies are going to start spawning. Well, enemies can't spawn inside of other enemies. So we're going to keep it fresh plains. So we're able to spawn Vombalists at this location where that pink waypoint is. These waypoints are from the town lab and the dojo. and you can easily just replicate the blueprint and put up to 15 of them in any open world. And every time I enter the planes, they're always going to be there. So it's also good as points of interest, like where the Gaius and Hydra spawns. There's only 4 different spots he spawns from. And, well, I have them here. Easy. Don't feel anxious. It's alright, hey. 1 coffee. It's alright. Okay. So I'm using a 177 amp. If you go to my stream, and I stream every day. I try to stream about 8 hours a day. But I'm using a 177 amp. If you type in !amp, it'll help you figure out what those parts are. So what those numbers mean in the amps is the order of when you unlock them. And the very first number in the equation is always your prism. So the prism is, think of P as in prism for primary. Think of S as in scaffold for secondary. And think of B as in brace for bonus. The bonus is applied to the prism and the scaffold. So 177 is using the Raplak, the Propa, and the Certus. It's in that order that we named them, because, well, that's how we compose them from Anku or Little Duck. Okay, I have 36 times multiplier, 37 times multiplier. I'm going to be able to one-shot that easily. Okay, so we're using the arcane on our amp called Virtuous Shadow. Virtuous Shadow says 40% of the time we do a headshot, you get 60% extra crit chance. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the headshot in a very special way. We're going to dash the Eidolon's head. This buff only lasts for 12 seconds, but we don't have to consume 1 over 8 shots of Matter Ray Void Strike to activate our arcane. So we're just going to dash the Eidolon's head to activate it. Now, it's a 40% chance, so if we were shooting, we might waste all of our shots. But dashing, like I said, doesn't take a shot. To dash forward and backwards is very simple. The whole time I explain this, I'm holding down the crouch button in Operator. I press the jump button. I don't have to hold forward to jump forward. I just have to be holding the crouch button the whole time, and press the jump button, hold the back button, and press jump again. Let go of the back button, press jump, hold the back button, press jump, while holding the crouch button, of course. So we're going to dash out 4 times to spawn the bombs for the DPS. I'll get into some more tips and tricks while I am doing the Eidolon hunt, of course, but it's just about time for the Eidolon spawn. So we're going to get ready for that. Oh, enemies are spawning. One, 2, 3, 4. I did 5, but that's alright. Try not to go too far. I didn't see any bomb. Oh, there they are. I marked them for the DPS and go directly to the Eidolon. Don't grab a lure at first. Grabbing a lure at first can screw up the DPS's quick charge. You see, the quick charge, there's a couple of different methods for quick charging. And one of the methods is getting a Vombalus at the Eidolon. So as I'm shooting these lures, I am wasting a Void Strike charge. That's why I'm going first, to utilize as many as I can against the Eidolon shields. I need to grab 2 lures and drop them off for the DPS. I'm just tapping Y on my keyboard to automatically hack the lure. This is a key binding that you cannot reconfigure, but it's always going to be there. Whoops. And I'm able to do that only because I have a cipher on the gear wheel. I'm going to drop these lures off by hitting my action button, typically X. I changed it to E. Now you see this little wisp here? That wisp is produced by the DPS usually, and that wisp is from the DPS that is running Unaro Wisp. He's going to be void blasting the Eidolon to spawn those wisps using Unaro Wisp on Unaro School Tree. If you want to check out the DPS, well, you can always go to my other videos on YouTube. I have DPS up there. I'm going to be grabbing 5 more lures. Since I'm playing Trinity, I can be assured that none of my lures are going to die because I have Blessing. Okay, I got my 5 lures, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I'm not going to go directly at the Eidolon. I'm going to wait until all those lures that I dropped off at the DPS are fully charged. And then I go underneath. You see, the reason why I drop off 2 lures is to have a priority charging. See, there's no priority charging in this game. But if there's only 2 lures, able to actually pick up those Vombalus, then there's only going to be those lures getting the charges. I'll be explaining charges in just a moment. Okay, so Gauntlet is out. Make sure that the fully charged lure is stopped if I have one. And now I'm going to be going to look for my Vombalus. There's some cats there. There should be some Voms here. Okay. And I'm just going to shoot them. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. The very first round especially. Some Vombalus. I'm just cold snapping them to freeze them in spot. Augment for Itzel. Itzel should be your Arcwing, guys. Since Itzel has the most innate movement speed, we're going to be using Itzel to move around, and with Itzel we don't really need, like, the only thing you need is Hyperion thrusters, to be honest. Some more bombs. Suck them up. Break them. So each lure needs 3 charges. Okay. I'll show you a special way. Ooh, wow. He just hit me. Okay, I can't do that yet. I'll show you a special way to charge up your lures in just a moment. So, one fully charged lure, a lure that's blue, will be able to hold on to 2 Cenobias. See these little lines here coming from the lure? It's attached. And it's attached to 2 different limbs. We need all the Cenobias attached to or Cenobias isn't like the parts that we're breaking, the limbs. And we're going to be needing as many lures. We need to have all the lures attached to all the Cenobias. So the Terrorless might only have 4 Cenobias, but we need 2 fully charged lures because each lure attaches to 2 Cenobias. We want to have 3. We want to have 3 fully charged lures so we can advance the next Eidolon, since 1 fully charged lure is also needed to hold the Eidolon position. This will be consumed when you capture an Eidolon. In order to advance the next stage of the Eidolon hunt, you must have all the Cenobias attached to the Eidolon. To teleport a lure, you must be 100 meters away or the pathfinding been broken off of from the lures to where you're going. So if you are 100 meters away from the Eidolon and or the pathfinding is broken, they will teleport to you. But they will not teleport to you under this circumstance, if there's no place for them to teleport to. So this applies to the oh my godness. If I'm too close to the enemy, or my teammates, my teammates, animals, enemies, hitboxes, anything, they will block with their hitbox. We don't want their hitbox to block the spawn, because they won't spawn. So what I do is I run away from the Eidolon until my lures are teleported, and then I come back to the Eidolon. Super simple. Alright. Throw my bless out whenever I need to. I didn't need to this time. but it keeps them safe. Now, that wisp that I grab and dashing the Eidolon's head, this is both 12-second buff. It absolutely does not matter which way I do this. So I can grab a wisp first, or I can grab my buff first from dashing the Eidolon's head. There we go. I find the very end of the dash is more consistent of activating Virtuous Shadow. So you want to know where to aim your scaffold for shots? Sure, I can do that. It's 2 seconds. It'll be a next round, okay? Irva. 100 meters away, make sure that I'm not in anyone's hitbox. They teleport to me, easy. Nice tip is these stairs right there. Those stairs, if you're too close to those stairs, the loot gets shot up way into the sky. What arcanes are you using on your amp? I'm using Virtuous Shadow. I fade it. Okay. You can use Vigor or Husk on your operator. So just roll out, and we're going to go in operator and dash out 4 times. We don't have the luxury of sitting there and charge up our amp the whole time now. I'm going to mark the bombs for the DPS, and now I'm going to go to Eidolon. So, we're all going to be shooting the Eidolon this time. There's no waiting. Shooting through a shield to get her 200% crit damage. Just need a little bit more damage. There we go. Sorry. I still have to grab my 2 lures for the DPS, so I will do that. May as well just get this a little charge up. Grab the other lure. It doesn't matter how many shields you take on the terror list as a Trinity, because your job is to make sure there's 2 lures. And make sure you drop off 2 lures for the DPS before the last limb has been broken. So, on a Propa or a Shraxon, you can just aim 45 degrees up. 45 degrees up needs to be with a Shraxon amp. With a Propa, it doesn't matter where you shoot. But a Shraxon needs to be 45 degrees up so you hit as many of the hitboxes as possible. Closer the better. Shraxon especially, because you want it, the projectile goes through as much as it can through the Eidolon, and the more hitboxes that it goes through, or parts that can be damaged, will be they'll be dealing the damage to it. So you want to shoot it up a 45 degree angle, and that will do as much hits as a heal shield. Heal shields are very old school. Basically, heal shields used to be like this, shooting up through his heal, up through him. Well, a 45 degree angle will do the exact same. Okay, I'm charging up 8 shots between each Eidolon. Very important. So, I'm always making sure I have 8 shots. I'm at a Void Strike here between Eidolons. If I do not have 8 shots, I'm doing it wrong. Everyone should charge up 8 shots. How do you ensure you have 8 shots? Well, if you have anything less than 8, you waste them. A Shraxon, you cannot shoot down like this. You must shoot up like this. At a straight up, by the way. Straight up, if you're going to be using Shraxon. That's the tier 2 scaffold. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go and get my lures charged now. if I don't want to waste my shots on Matter Ray Void Strike, I can use Exodia Contagion, but you're gonna waste time charging up your Matter Ray Void Strike doing so. Alright. Here's my bombs. Charging those suckers up. Some more bombs. I'll go one more time. I didn't know how many limbs were left. Okay. And there we go. So each lure needs 3 charges to become fully charged, guys. Watch this. See how I blew up the bomb? It died. Well, you see this little orb right here? If I walk over it, I now have this charge on my operator. I can walk into a lure and charge it up manually. It's the exact same results as if my lure sucked up a fully charged lure. My lure sucked up a Theriform bomb, which is the spectre-looking Vombolus. So this, well, it didn't churn, but it was exact same results. So if I pick up that orb, Cosmic Crush. So I pick up that orb, I have 8 to 12 seconds to insert that orb into an uncharged lure. If I do not do so within 8 to 12 seconds, that orb dissipates off my operator and I cannot go within 5 meters to an uncharged lure and charge it up because I don't have it anymore. You can tell how long, if you still have the charge on your operator or warframe by looking at it shimmering. So it's going to be glowing a little bit and you can tell that you have that charge on you or not. If you're glowing, then you have it. If you're not glowing, you do not have it. We need one more charge, guys. I have one more shard. So I'm just shooting straight down, because as soon as a Propa hits an object, it will blow up. I'm going away from the Eidolon to make sure my lures are attached. Cool, cool. Dashing Eidolon's head, grabbing a wisp. No, there's no wisps. The thing about wisps are, if one person picks up every wisp underneath the Eidolon, it's always going to spawn between the Eidolon's legs if the DPS is spawning them. If one person picks them all up, they're gone for everybody. That's why you do not take vacuum or fetch to an Eidolon hunt. Okay. I find the very end of the dash is more consistent activating Virtuous Shadow. Oh, there's a wisp. A wisp is 100% extra damage for your amp for the next 12 seconds. So having both buffs and shooting through a shield would be optimal. Shooting through a shield is 200% crit damage. But if we have 1,000,000 crit damage and no crit chance, then what's the real purpose of it? So that's why we're getting this Virtuous Shadow buff by dashing Eidolon's head and then grabbing or grabbing Wisp and then dashing Eidolon's head to get that crit chance. So then we can utilize these crit damage a lot easier. Faraday. Definitely. All right. Oh, it's Cold Snap. It's Cold Snap. That's why I used to freeze bombs. Duh. Not Cosmic Crush. Cosmic Crush is the default one. You need Cold Snap. Hydralist, I'm just going to shoot my shots to break those bombs. You don't want the Eidolon going invincible. Only on the Hydralist I'm going to be doing that, though. Unless I have to waste shots. So if I'm at the gauntlet and I notice I have 2 shots left, I'm gonna waste them to start charging up 8 shots again. And everyone's gonna be doing that. Make sure that we have 8. Do you notice I don't leave the gate? I don't go into see this. I stay at the gate. Look, I'm not gonna move. And we're gonna load. And that's because only host needs to leave the gate and come back in to start another Eidolon hunt. So you can tell who host is very simply. I'll show you how to do that real quick. After I dash out straight. Spawn some Vombulus for my DPS. Dash Eidolon's head. You don't want to dash Eidolon's head too soon, and you don't want to grab all those wisps either. Okay, just done. You want to make sure there's some wisp for someone else. So, do you see here beside my name? It says 2. The person with 1 beside their name is host. DPS should always be host. I'm gonna go and get my 2 lures. Peck Stiletto is where I'm at right now. And it should always have 2 lures if there is 1. There might be different spots, but there's 4 different spots, but there's always going to be 2 if there's 1. Good to know. Okay, I'm dropping off these 2 lures. I always help out with the first shield of every Eidolon, guys, is the Trinity. Except for the very first round, of course. I didn't get my Virtuous Shadow, but I'm going to have to shoot anyway. Soon as I drop those 2 lures off, I have 2 choices. I can help out with more shields, or I can then go get my 5 lures. I'll explain after why my name is like that after I'm done YouTube. Okay? You can dash bombs to destroy them. It's pretty nifty. Oh, I have 1 shot I'm charging. I'm gonna waste it. Now I'm gonna get my lures close to these Vombulus. I can dash and destroy them. Dashing a Vombulus does not take any Void Strike. Good to know.
He really likes me.
Okay, grabbing my loot as an operator is key for more Matter Ray Void Strike. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Day Echo. So, grabbing my loot as an operator, if I grab my loot as an operator, I can then go and put my shard into the shrine as an operator. If I pick up my shards as a warframe, I cannot go into operator and put my shards into the shrine. If I go and pick up my shards as an operator and then go into warframe, I cannot put my shard into the shrine as a operator. I must pick it up without transferring and put it in. It's pretty important, as you won't be able to put it in. Okay, I got my lures charged, but I only got 5. Okay, I have 2 choices now at Gauntlet List. I could help out with some shields. I'm gonna help out with the shield since I have 10 times. And then I will go and get my lure. And proceed to charge it up. I marked that lure because that lure was the first to attach. I dropped it off, remember? So and I could tell my team, my DPS to pick it up or whatnot. Doesn't really matter what I do. But that's the first to blow up. If he doesn't pick it up, I can pick it up. It's alright, I'll pick it up. So the very first lure to attach to the Eidolon, as long as it doesn't detach from the Eidolon, it will be the one that drops the loot. As you're going to see, it has alloy marked on it. So you're going to notice that that's going to be the first one to pop. You're like, okay, that's weird. As long as it doesn't detach, it's the first to blow up with, well, it's the only one to blow up with the loot. When the Eidolon stands up, he has a chance to spawn bombs underneath him. And I can just dash those to destroy them to charge up my lures. Now spawns to the same percentage of chance for it to drop the Vombalus. And one more blowing up. Only 3 can attach. No more can attach. Because, well, the Eidolon only has 6 limbs. That's why we want to have a minimum of 1 extra. So we can advance to the guy or the next Eidolon seamlessly. I go away from the Eidolon. Whoa, I come back. It's as simple as that. Ensuring my lure is teleported and attached to the Eidolon. Or the lure is. Alrighty. So, let's see here. I didn't need to bless again. That's alright. You see, the reason why Trinity is better to start out with as a lure gatherer is because of this reason here. When you're doing a 3x3 or learning how to do Eidolons, you're not gonna just gonna get up and do a 6x3 or 5x3 or whatever. You start small, and when you start small, it takes longer to do them. With it taking longer to do the Eidolon hunt, the Eidolon has more times to attack. The more times to attack means more damage to these things. If you're not using a Trinity, then what happens is the damage reduction is not going to be applied, the lures ain't going to be healed, and it's going to die. You're going to be spending more time getting lures than attacking the Eidolon. That's why I still play Trinity, to help you guys out with understanding why it's better, really. If you're doing meme runs, yeah, meme runs is great because Wisp can make the DPS shoot faster. And just remember this, guys. Wisp does not affect the lures. No matter what motes you put down, it shows the motes around the lure, but it does not affect them. It doesn't make them move faster, it doesn't do anything. And you're like, well, what about the moving? I need to get lures faster. Blink's gone. Blink is on every warframe, guys. And as you've seen, I don't need anything. You don't need anything, guys. You don't need anything extra for movement speed. Joke emotes. Yeah, I know it's to keep keep players in the team alive, but the shield breakers are always an operator in void mode, which you're not going to take any damage if you're in void mode. And then your DPS is the only one that has ever a chance of getting hurt, really. And that is that's used with the Umbral mods or whatever, because the Tau damage is sentient damage. And no, it does not work ghostly. That's why I always say Wisp is a joke. When you're learning how to do Eidolons, and these 3x3 groups are asking for Wisp, I won't join them. I'll direct them to my channel maybe, but I won't join them. See how close the Volt is putting down his shields? Perfect. I get both another shield, but I'd rather get my lure. Both of them. I have the runtime mod on my Parazon. That helps me move faster in my Arcwing. You don't need any more movement speed than that. Make sure I drop off my lures with an action button. Dash Eidolon's head. Help out with any shields if I want. Go back. One more shield left. I'm just gonna go. It doesn't matter how you do this, guys. There's so many ways to play Trinity, it's not even funny. Don't get me wrong, Wisp can be used in Eidolon hunts. You can use her as a DPS. She's a pretty good DPS too. Which branch do I use? I use energy pads for my energy.
You are closing on victory. Act now.
It always brings warframe to your operator. You mean focus, and I use, sorry. You meant which brand? Okay, so for my operator, okay. So I use Matter Eye to amplify my damage up here to ensure that I'm able to take out those shields of the Eidolon. The longer I'm in void mode, the more damage I'm going to be producing. I shoot 3 shots of Propa. Right at the ground, through a shield, of course. If my lure was the first to attach, I'm going to drop it. It's not. So the DPS is good, good. I'll help out with another shield. Oh, I didn't hit it. Nice. You should always be using your secondary fire with your amp. The 177's a Propa shot, which is like this, and your Shraxon is a more, it goes out farther. But yeah, Shraxon a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna go and get my lures charged up. Grab them orbs and insert them. Okay. I got wabbits or cats. You see something fucked up? Bombs are gonna spawn right behind me, underneath me. I'm pretty sure this is how I do it. No. Yeah, there. I find it the silliest thing ever. Oh, laser beams are better bless. I charged up 8 shots of Matter Eye Void Strike. Perfect.
Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory. Act now.
The Eidolon's weak against radiation, so just build your kit out for radiation. You should be good for that. Honestly. Okay, no bombs underneath the Eidolon, that's alright. I'm gonna go get my lure charged up. Just breaking any bombs. And I'm dashing them. Doesn't matter how many energy pads I use in a night cycle. There's no requirements for that. I knew that the DPS had the very first lure charge, so I is able to use that, utilize that. Okay.
That device is insufficient.
Make sure my lures teleport to me.
Secure and employ additional eidolon lures.
I might bless here real soon. No wisps, that's alright. I'm gonna shoot. Oh, I have 2 lures. I didn't grab them all. That's alright. Only 1 fully charged lure is necessary to hold the Eidolon in position, no matter how many Cenobias are broken. So I have to make sure there's one. I'm gonna drop them both off. And I'll go grab a lure. And come back and do whatever I need to do. Left some wisps there and then grab them all and hit good. Okay. 3, we still need this one fully charged though. We need 3 charges in it. I could go and look for some charges, but I think the charges would be most useful to grab when he's down. So now I can go and break these bombs. There's 3 of them here. Perfect. I have it on me. There we go. We got 3 charges. Come back to Eidolon. And grab these 2 lures. We got them all good.
Closing on victory. Act now.
Well, this is a 4 set, sir. I might have to say this, but it could be a 6x3. I don't know. I typically don't go for 6x3s. On my channel. But if it happens, it happens. I accidentally will do 6x3s, and if we accidentally get a 6x3, then hey, we accidentally get one. But it's just all depends. Now, the reason why I don't go for 6x3s every time in my my stream is because I bring people that only can do 4x3s or better on with me. Sometimes I do like these different runs once in a while, and I'll just carry people, but it's for their focus, of course. But it's majorly because if you can't do a 4x3, then how the hell are you going to get to that level of doing a 6x3 or even a 5x3? So the information I give on stream is always dynamic, and so it's always changing with the metas and all that crap too. YouTube is a little bit different, but I always trying to help you guys out with the next level of Eidolons, and by coming with me, being able to do a 4x3, I can keep an eye on you and kind of give you some pointers on what I think you could improve on or try to do, and to make a smoother run or maybe a more consistent run. The last things that can go wrong will go wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. Let's go grab some. Where's... Okay. Just tapping the Y button. Super simple. Stiletto should have 1, right? Yeah. Okay, there should be another one. Where you are. The DPS has all his lures charged up. I can't see them right now, so I gotta hope he has them. Nope. I didn't go too close because I wasn't sure. Now he has them all charged up. I can go right underneath. And that's because my lures will suck up bombs. And I don't want to suck them all up if he doesn't have any of his. There's no priority charging. So if his lure has 2 and my lure has none, my lure might even suck it up. And that would make it so he doesn't have any lures charged up to advance to the cap of the Eidolon. And there's, well, if he doesn't cap the Eidolon, then how is he going to advance to the next stage? Right? Okay, is my lure the one that... Oh, mine was the first one attached. I drop it. It's a Trinity. Make sure... there's enough time. I'm gonna go and get my bombs. Spawn for me. Spawn for me. I went too close, didn't I? Yep. Poop. I'm having a hard time spotting these bombs right now. Oh, I'm shimmering. I picked up one underneath. Cool. Put that in. We need how many more charge? 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop off that lure. Hey, yo, Absolute, yeah, pick up that lure, that ally. I need to get my lures charged. Yeah, I'm just stashing bombs because I want to save my 8 shots. Cool, cool. Yeah, so the Arcobex is what you want to be leveling your on the Necromech Kashi. Really. It's so strong, it's not even funny.
He really likes me.
EXE Crew 4, thanks for that follow. Okay. It's the first to attach. I notice it. Your effects intensity must be on at least 1% in order to see this line. And if it is on, then you will see the tethers. That way, well, you know which one is the first to attach. Nice. If I ever need any more energy, I just pop down an energy pad. I put one in the sky. energy to dash more. All good stuff. Yeah, we have a giveaway. At the end of every Eidolon hunt, we have a giveaway. First follows for 500 points, guys. The longer you watch the channel, the more points you guys get.
Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory.
Lots of time. Nice. Don't leave, Jacob. We're gonna do 6. So I dropped that lure. I mark it. Look at this. And I can drop off these two. These 2 lures I dropped off, and I've made this one follow me. Void blasting Eidolon's limbs. DPS is void blasting to summon a wisp. Check out my YouTube, !YT, and you'll see a Volt DPS in there, maybe? You should, I know you will. And you can check out that. It's Unaro School Tree, and they're spawning wisps for the shield breakers. The shield breakers grab that wisp, and they'll get 100% extra damage for the next 12 seconds. It's really, really, really good. So the giveaway is !enter space max. Longer you watch the channel, more points you guys get. And you can enter in !enter space max, like I just said. !prize to see the prizes. We have tons of prizes. And !points to see your points. I didn't spawn any bombs. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, shield breakers are dashing the Eidolon's head, and DPS is spawning the wisps. You see, dashing Eidolon's head is 12 seconds long of buff, right? EXE crew. And then I'm grabbing a wisp, which is also a 12-second long buff. And then I can shoot through the shield to get as much damage as possible. Trust me, I can help the newest people ever get to an Eidolon hunt the fastest pace possible. It just, you gotta ask the questions. I have the most hunts in this side of the world. I have like 18,000 going to 19,000 hunts, guys. I make it look easy, but just because it looks easy does not mean it is easy. Best amp setup?
He really likes me.
A 177, but don't get discouraged if you can't get the 5, 6, or 7 amp parts from Little Duck, because a 1, 2, 3 is perfect. Of course, you want to upgrade it when you get the chance, but it will do. It can do 6x3s too.
Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory.
We're closing on victory. Woohoo! You don't have to dash like I'm dashing. I'm just wasting energy pads. Yeah. There's like a couple people in Asia that have more than me.
That device is
So 6th run as a Trinity is a little bit more butt clench.
and employ additional
Oh no, you can ask me all the questions you want. The reason why I started streaming is to help newer players out with the misinformation, and you can ask me. I try my best for what you deliver with your question. How much thought you put into your question is how much I give out, kind of idea. Do you understand what I mean by this?
He really likes me.
The more constructed your question is, the more constructed my answers are. Okay? I'm not trying to be a dick, but if you put no effort in your question, be like, what's the best mod? No offense to whoever asked that last time. There's no answer for that. You know, you have to put some depth into it. So I can help you out more. Grills, Genshin, thanks for the follow. And Ivura, thanks for the follow. So I get my lures charged up. I need all my lures charged up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even have all my lures. I'm gonna drop these off. I need to go grab one more lure. And guys, don't lock down your lure. If you lock down your lure, what happens is your lure will be stuck there forever and won't be able to move. You lock down your lure before you hack it. You don't want to do that, guys. It's bad news. I need to get all my lures, like I said, charged up. Before the Hydralist. It's the only problem I'm gonna have. So I gotta look for them. And charge them up. Okay, we got them all charged up. Perfect. Looking good, guys. See his wisps in the plains. Hello for the latest followers. Thanks for the follow. Hey, wait. Yo-Yo, I don't know why you're asking for his follow. But anyway. Playing Warframe for a while, just never learned about hunts. Yeah, hunts are what people like to call niche. You get arcanes from them and all that good stuff. It's pretty fun. I like the coordination and the cooperation of the other people in the team. It's pretty fun. Ah, bam.
He really likes me.
Sinister, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Where can you get wisps? Oh, sorry, Plains of Eidolon. So in this area, Plains of Eidolon, and around any body of water, you can get your wisp. Any body of water. So you just go around the bodies of water. I like to take Avara with all the loot detection mods possible, and that's how I find my wisps.
Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory. Act now.
And we did a 6x3. Nice. Cute. All right. This your first 6x3, Jacob? Nice. We popped your cherry. It was a bloody mess. It's like when kids like make pancakes in the microwave. All right. Yeah, we triple stacked it, but it was a visual triple stack. Anyone could put their shard back in and then dash. It didn't really matter. Hey, teleport loot! If you're 100 meters away from the lure that's following you, and the or the pathfinding's been broken, as long as you're in a location that the lures can teleport to, that's where they'll go. Now, remember, there's 15 seconds between the last bit of health from the Eidolon being dealt to when the lures blow up. So you have to be fast and get into your location and making sure there's no hitboxes or things congesting your spot that you want to spawn to. Yeah, it's a nice shirt, guys. Merch, guys, merch. Sexy merch. With the Eidolon, OG Eidolon hunting team before it used to be Chroma, Volt, Trinity, and Harrow. Exclamation for merch if you want to see that. I also updated my merch. It's got some emotes and stuff in there now too. It's really looking good. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be talking to you guys on the next YouTube, and hope you learned a tip or two at least. And I will be streaming every day. So if you want to hit me up on Twitch, I'll have the link below.